Anthony Williams had just arrived home from work when his phone rang.
I received a phone call from University of Alabama in Birmingham stating that Mr. Williams said, try to relax. We want to tell you that your wife and daughter had been in an accident. It was devastating.
The caller also told him that his wife Carolyn and their 15-year-old daughter Alisa were in the ICU.
So when I got to the hospital, I sat in the waiting room. I was unable to see either one of them at the time. So I had to wait till the doctor come down to tell me what was going on.
Doctors told Anthony that his wife and daughter had been hit by a drunk driver. They were walking through the hospital parking lot after visiting a friend.
He didn't give me a whole lot of information at the time, but he did make one statement, that your wife and daughter are the sickest ones in this hospital.
Carolyn underwent surgery for a brain injury and was in a coma, but doctors said Alisa wouldn't survive. Her body had gone into shock. She had broken bones in her face and back, along with several other fractures. Her lungs were punctured, she lost 2 fingers, and a clot formed on her brain.
When I seen my daughter, she was unresponsive, and they both were just laying there. As I was seeing them laying in that bed, I was in remorse. All thing I could think about was, anything can happen. They can leave me tonight. That's all I got. That's all I got.
While Carolyn eventually stabilized, Alisa's condition declined rapidly. She received a blood transfusion and slipped into a coma. Faced with a grim doctor's report, Anthony and his extended family turned to God.
He just opened the doors up. People started coming. People started praying, and we all got together, held hands, and we all prayed and asked the Almighty God to stand with us, make them strong, heal them. You have the power to do all these things.
Family and friends held tightly to their faith as they gave Anthony support. Then, after 2 weeks of unrelenting prayers, Alisa gave them a sign. First, she lifted a finger. Then, shortly after, she began to speak.
One of the nurses called me and said, your daughter, Lisa, pulled her tube out. She pulled her tube out of her mouth. I knew right then the Lord had answered my prayers. And I started smiling, I started feeling good. And I know then, it's just a matter of time, but they're gonna be all right.
Alisa underwent 11 surgeries, and after 2 months of rehab, she went home. During that time and the tough days ahead, Alisa says prayer kept her going.
I found strength during the dark hours of just praying. I talked to God a lot. I would be laying in my bed sometimes and talking to him as if he were really laying on the side of me.
Carolyn also came home. Even though her brain injury forced her to go on disability, she's grateful for what God did in their lives.
Well, it's beautiful to know you're alive and went through all that. We went through something, but God brought us through. We're alive, that's the main thing.
Alisa went on to graduate high school with honors and earn a college degree. Then in 2001, she married. And despite doctors' reports that said she would never have children, she gave birth to a boy and a girl. Her family says it's all because of the power of prayer.
And we had people all around the world praying for us. But we came through with God's help. And there's a God up there. He's alive. He worked miracles.
My body's healed. You know, they gave me up to die. So God is definitely my healer. It was nobody but God, because the doctor said no when God said yes.
Almighty God, he's real, and he showed me. I won't leave you alone. Just ask, and you shall receive.